Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Drummer Show. As you know, I'm your host, Cheron Moore. Will you help me welcome my guest today from the group Royce? Oh, yeah, Henry Garner. Hey, man, what's going on, Henry?
Nothing much, man. How you been, Cheron?
Well, thank you. Thank you for being on the Extraordinary Drummer Show.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Before I get started, well, I don't want you to talk about him yet, but I see that wall back there. Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what you call credentials.
hey, Henry, you just got a few of them. You just got a couple of them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That is just a few of them.
No, that's sweet, man. That's if you could point to a few of them and just tell us of those that's displayed right there. Which ones is which?
Let me see. Okay, this is in full bloom. I mean Rolls Royce Strikes Again. Okay, this is in full bloom. Uh, that's in full bloom because you get these albums from different countries.
Right.
And so I have that one from Car Wash from MCA, and all of them are RAA certified. You know what I mean? RIA certified. So yeah, they serious.
Tell me the first time you got a concept of this song, Car Wash. How did it start? Where did it come from?
Okay, here's how Car Wash came about real quick. Back in 19, I can literally say because Car Wash came out in '76. So we started working on that album like in the end of '74, beginning of '75. Okay, so all of the songs that you guys hearing on Car Wash was really going to be the songs that was going to be on our first album. Okay, now Norman had got this deal with MCA, okay, to do a soundtrack for this movie called Car Wash. All right, so he came back to us, but now mind you, he did tell them, look, let me use my own people, okay, and we got a deal. Okay, because mind you, Elton John was over there at MC at that particular time. There was a few artists over there that was big that could have done the movie. But they agreed for Norman to do it, and they agreed to let Norman pick his people who he wanted to do the songs. And so all we had to do was sit down and look at the footage of the music of the film and place what songs we wanted there. You know what I mean? Or better yet, he did. That's what he did. And some of us just watched him do it. You know what I mean? And as he done it, man, to be honest with you, you can see the scene coming to life. You know what I mean? Because when you're looking at a scene with no music, it's a trip, man. You know, but putting the music to it make a big difference. Now, here's what people don't know. When the movie was over, when we finished cutting the songs, all right, and they finished filming the movie, they did not know what to do with the movie. If you go to Hollywood Unsung, you hear them saying that, we got this black movie, but what are we going to do with it? How are we going to do this? From what I'm hearing, they said it was never done. Okay, as far as MCA is concerned. So we basically said, well, we didn't know about none of this garbage going on. This is when we was looking at it. We didn't know about none of this stuff going on. But MCA said, we are not going to put out the movie, but we like the music. So let's put out the music first. If the music hit, we'll put the movie out behind the music, which was, I don't know anybody that has ever done that. But it was done. They shot the music out there. Next thing you know, the music just shot to the top.
Let me take you all the way back to the beginning. How did you become a drummer? How did you start playing drums, and when did you get your first drum kit?
This is funny. My first drum kit came out of a Sears and Roebuck catalog. Okay, now I must have been 17 maybe. Okay, and I'm begging my mom and I'm begging my dad at two different times. I talked to my mom, say, okay, I'm finished talking with her, talk to my dad. I'm gonna get one of them to say yes. But it took them 2 years to buy me a drum set. Now you may say, well, Henry, why didn't you just go get a job? Man, do you know how long it would have took me to save up $136? And that's how much the set costs. Okay, now, I asked my mom and dad, I said, why did it take you guys so long? They said, well, Henry, we didn't want to get a set of drums and they become part of the furniture. In other words, me not playing them. So I said, no, that's something that I was serious about, but I got them.
Take me to high school. How was drums effective, and what was the scene in high school you as a drummer?
Well, back in the day, we was in Washington High School's band, marching band. Okay, so coming from we having our little group, you know, that we would rehearse at the trumpet player's house, Freddie Dunn's mom's house. We would basically go there and rehearse, but once we got in the Washington High School band, okay, now it's about stepping, now it's about reading as you march. You know what I'm saying? So which was kind of different for us. But once we took band and we got into band, we kind of liked it. I mean, to be honest with you, it really sharpened our craft.
Moving forward, tell me about the group Total Concept. Did that come before Rolls Royce? Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, you did your homework, man. Total Concept was the name of the group before we became anybody. Now, I'm gonna shorten the story. The first guy we played behind that was professional was a guy by the name of Edwin Starr. Okay, now, Edwin Starr is the guy that came up with the song War. All right, so we got the gig with him. Now, once we got the gig with him, we started traveling all over the United States. We started traveling all over in other countries. Now, he always wanted to give us our own name and our own time on stage before he came on, which means that we can say who we are from America, and then when he come on, we are known as the backing band for Edwin Starr. Well, the name was Total Concept Unlimited, just like you said, all right? But it was so hard for people to remember, okay? Because people were introducing us, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the United States, TCP. And we were like, and then we go to another country, TAP, TUC. And I'm like, man, so anyway, we got with Norman Whitfield, and we had a name. We started going through names. We started being named, we came up with the name Magic Wand. That stuck for a while. Now, mind you, there's a couple of guys that didn't like it. I mean, we men, and we talking about magic wands. Okay, what's that little lady with the wings on it that got the little wand? Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be called Magic Wand. but anyway, and then it kind of grew, and then Rolls Royce came about.
Let's talk drumming a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be there's so many aspects of your playing that I just truly love, and I think I speak for many of drummers and people and fans. Where did that discipline come from to play straight like that and just hold straight pocket? And where did that fat pocket come from?
To be honest with you, we knew about pocket when we actually started putting the band together and started practicing. Because it's one thing that we knew about the song, the humanistic era of a human being, you're going to fluctuate just a little, whether it's a little slow or whether it's a little fast sometimes. But we knew that you have to stay as close in the middle as you can. You know what I'm saying? So we knew how songs were supposed to go. And back in the day, that's what kind of made drummers, okay, as opposed to, we weren't fast drummers, but pocket drummers are the one that was actually getting the gigs. Okay, just because you can play fast, that wasn't cutting it. Okay, you needed to play something that people can bounce their head to. All right, and when we got with Norman Whitfield, okay, it got even worse. Now, I don't want to make it sound like it was bad, but it got even better as far as pocket is concerned, because that's what he wanted. And at the time, you know, all records, okay, back in the day, especially if it was R&B, was straight pocket.
This one was the #1 seller. You remember that one? Check it out. You know what to do. I work.
Now you made this song #1 for Rolls Royce. Let me see your hands together.
I work.
From Rolls Royce to you, ladies and gentlemen, how about our very own, we call this song Car Wash.
I work. I work.
moving you forward a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to ask this question. I don't want you to turn off the computer on me.
Okay, go ahead.
Why did Rolls Royce break up?
What happened was the man up above took the branch and shook it, and all the bad leaves just fell off. That's all. That's a bad thing to say. Well, it's kind of like true. Well, certain people left for different reasons. Okay, Gwen left for a different reason from what Terry left. Terry left for a different reason from what Duke, the reason why Duke left. So they all had different reasons. Some I care not to disclose, but it got to the point to whereas people wanted to grow. I'll put it that way. And certain folks wanted to do their own thing. Certain folks wanted to go play behind other people. Okay, and certain people just said, okay, I'm gonna start my own band or whatever. And that's what they did, because naturally it got to the point whereas they was looking at the big boys, okay, well, they're not making hit records anymore. You see, but as time goes on, people find out what royalty is about. And some people should have stuck around. But what it is what it is, Cheron. I can't control anything anybody do.
Henry, I want to talk to you about going back to your credits. This is the fun part right here, because every one of these songs, it brought a culture, a lifestyle, a trend, a fad. I mean, every one of these songs has some of these songs people were born through.
Man, you know
how many kids you done made? Ever thought about that, Henry? How many babies and kids you done made off them?
Listen, we was hearing it back in the day. We was hearing it in the middle of the day, and we still hearing it now. I had one guy that literally came up to me and told me, he said, man, I was born off of your song. And I'm saying, wait a minute, what you hype? He said, man, my mom and my dad love I Want to Get Next to You. And I was conceived while that song was being played. And I'm like, hey man, you know, well, I'm hoping you're doing good, man, and I'm glad you were born. I mean, but what can you say except you're glad that they love the record? But yeah, man, we heard it, and we still hear it right now today. You know, but you gotta, Rolls Royce is famous for their ballads. Okay, it's not like we have a whole lot of up-tempo hit records, which we wish we had. That's why when people hear our show, they be like, man, I didn't know y'all sound like that. Yeah, we have some songs that we do that knock your doggone britches down.
Did most of these songs come out on the Car Wash album, or some of them was done afterwards?
Some was on the Car Wash album, some was on the Strikes Again album, some was on the In Full Bloom album, you know.
Let me just talk about a few of them and ask, what was it like recording it, and what was your thought recording it? Let's take, for instance, I'm Going Down.
Well, I'm Going Down, man, I don't know if I should talk about that one. It's kind of embarrassing for me. But it was a hit record.
Yes, it was.
All right. So I guess it's safe to say, since it was a hit record, I'm Going Down was one of the most boring songs I ever played in my entire life, man. When I say played, this is all I did, Cheron. I played 8 notes on the bass drum, do-doom, do-doom, right? And I played quarter notes on a hi-hat, boom, 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 boom. And now listen, when it came time for the change, I'm going and blah, boom, boom, now I have to say, there my hold up, side, boom. Now, this is the embarrassing part. The band played everything they were supposed to play great. Now, it was so boring to me, man. Norman was directing the band again. And when it came to the verses on the song, Cheron, man, I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep on playing that hit record. And I had, after the band recorded their part, I was in the studio for maybe about an hour cleaning up because I was falling asleep, man. I literally was falling asleep. I mean, I was like, okay, it was bad, man. But I finally got it done. Even though the band was gone, they did what they had to do. And Norman went back and dubbed me in. He said, man, look, I know it's boring. I know you want to play, but that's all I want. It's just a foot and a hi-hat, okay? And all I want you to do is boom, 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 boom. And that's what's on the record. Man, let me tell you something. That was the most boring record that I ever played. Yeah.
Which one of those hits are your favorites? Which one is your favorite?
What, out of the hits?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Ooh Boy.
Oh.
Ooh Boy. I did.
Don't get me to singing up in here. Don't get me to singing now.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Ooh Boy. For one, I did something that not too many drummers done on records back in the day, which was on a verse. Okay, I would literally ride. I didn't play the hi-hat on a verse a lot. Okay, period, to be honest with you at all. I would do that on a verse. I want you walk. While she's singing, I watch you walk by my window. I am on a ride cymbal playing 16 notes. Yeah, and the other reason why I like Ooh Boy, because it's the hardest song, and this is bad for me to say this, it's the hardest song for the girl to sing. But this is what I tell them. If you learn Ooh Boy, okay, because there's no breaking point for her to get wind, you know what I'm saying? She has to constantly sing. And when she do get a chance to take a breath, it's only about that much, that long. But it's always hard for them. And I always tell a girl, if you learn that song, all the rest of these songs is a piece of cake. And that's the truth. And I've had girls tell me, you know, you were right. Learning Ooh Boy was the hardest song to doggone sing. And the rest of them, I got down. I said, yeah, that's the way it usually works. But those are the two reasons why I like Ooh Boy. That's my favorite, man.
We have a thing on the show. We have a thing on the show that we call Word of Advice, where I ask the drummers and the guests if they would leave a parting word of advice for the up-and-coming drummers, the guys that are trying to get traction in this business, and even guys at the next level that's trying to elevate or escalate up to.
I got a good word because I done been
Would
through
you please?
it. I done been through it. You know where we get mixed up a lot? And I find that to be with all musicians, because you got to understand, Cheron, to learn how to play that instrument, okay, especially back in the day when we didn't have samples, when we didn't have these keyboards, with these multi-timbre keyboards, we literally had to learn how to play. Okay, so we were so loving in learning how to play and just wanting to play. It was one element that we all forgot about. And I tell all of these drummers right now today, especially the drummers like in the beginning, especially the drummers that's in the middle, in intermediate, and the one that's advanced, that's still trying to get to that level. Don't forget what you're learning how to do and learning how to play, basically, that's a business. There's a business that goes along with that playing. And if you don't learn that business, then just keep doing it as a hobby and learn how to play and don't go play for nobody. Because I will tell you, learning how to play drums, learning how to play any instrument, you're gonna get good and you're gonna wanna perform with somebody. You're gonna wanna play with somebody. Bottom line is, just keep in mind, that's a business also. That's a business.
Let me say thank you so very much as we come to a close. Henry, let me ask you this one. What would you want your legacy to be? How would you want that to be said and played out?
To be honest with you, as far as my particular legacy, as far as what I've done, all I just want to do is just let it be known that, hey, this guy and his band was very, very successful. Now, I'm not saying I was the best drummer, but I'm damn sure not the worst. And I just want to be known as one of the guys that actually did what he wanted to do when it came down to playing drums. Now, if that means being notarized as one of the best, so let it be.
I think the proof is in the pudding on that wall behind you there.
Like I said, that's my wall of credentials right there.
I know the feeling. Let me say thank you so very much, man, for being on the Extraordinary Drummer Show.
Oh, thank you, man, for having me, man, for sure.
Will you help us wave goodbye to everybody in the fans?
All right. and everybody stay up. And hopefully this pandemic will go to the side and we'll be out seeing each other again.
Thank you again, Henry.
All right, man. Thank you.
I wish you on a star that follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to follow what it means, and I wish on all the rainbows that I see, and I wish for all the people who have a dream, and I'm wishing on tomorrow, praying it will come, and I wish on all the love that we've ever done. I never thought I'd see a time when it would be so far away from home, so far away from me. Just think of all the moments that we've spent. I just can't let you go from me. We were meant, and I didn't mean to hurt you, but I know that in the game of love you reap what you sow. I feel it's time we should make up, baby. I feel it's time for us to get back together. Make the best of things, oh baby, when we're together. Whether or never, I feel it's time we should make up, baby. I feel it's time for us to get back together. Make the best of things, oh baby, when we're together.